Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So, Super Bowl just ended. The Kansas City Chiefs, shout out to the Chiefs, Super Bowl champs. Your boy Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP. Played a pretty good game. So what basically happened was first half ends, it's 10-10. You had touchdowns, a couple touchdowns on each side and a couple field goals on each side. Second half, you had basically the 49ers took control in the third quarter and ended up going up 20-10. And at that point in the fourth quarter, anybody that knows NFL games knows that the fourth quarter is about making plays. If you have the lead, you have to keep moving the chains to keep the clock running. And 49ers couldn't make the plays, and the Chiefs could. The Chiefs made the plays. And this game really just showed that Jimmy G, he can't make the winning plays. Whenever you saw him having to stand in the pocket and deliver a strong throw while getting hit, he always threw it bad. He got scared. So that he threw what? Jimmy G was 20 of 31 for 219 and a TD and 2 picks. But it's just so certain plays that he needed to make, and he couldn't make them. Patrick Mahomes, when they were down 20, and Kansas City has played this way the whole playoffs, basically, where they get down and then they come back, whether it's the first half, the second half, or even the fourth quarter like it was in the Super Bowl. So Kansas City gets down 20-10, and then they just come storming back. And then at the end, Jimmy G threw that other pick, and it was over. So, they just made a couple more mistakes. But this game really was, what I thought was happening was, if you watch my pregame video, I thought San Francisco was doing exactly what I said they would. Their D-line would make the plays, enough plays to keep Mahomes and them in check. But what I forgot to mention was Jimmy G having to make enough plays to win, because the 49ers defense played pretty good for the most part. It's just when the defense needed Jimmy G and the offense to go on and close out the game, they couldn't do that. And then Mahomes and those boys made the plays that they had to make when the pressure was on. So shout out to them. But overall, it was a pretty good Super Bowl. The final score makes it look worse than it really was, because San Francisco had this game and they just kind of let it go at the end, and then Kansas City got a score at the end, one of the meaningless scores where it really didn't matter. So that's just what it was. Mahomes made the plays to come back and win the game, and San Francisco late, Jimmy G, he couldn't do it. He missed throws where he had to stand in there, and San Francisco couldn't run the ball as good as we might have thought. They probably had Mostert had 58 yards, 53 yards, and then somebody else had 28 yards. So, but Williams for Kansas City had 104 yards off 17 carries. So he was a steady running game for them. And then Mahomes had 28 yards. So I mean, they're the champs. They played their style of ball, and it worked. They played pretty good defense with great offense. Nobody could slow their offense down enough to beat them in the playoffs. And that's just what it was. Mahomes got it done. Mahomes was 26 of 42 for 286, 2 TDs, and 2 picks. So he got it done. So shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs for just winning the Super Bowl. I mean, it's not the classic ball game that you see from them. It's the new age run and gun, spread it out, and a quarterback that you can just make any throw from any angle and then play some good defense behind it. Not great defense, but just good, because you're not going to be able to keep up with our offense. And that's what you pretty much saw. But I shout out to Andy Reid, though. He had a good game plan for this game, though, to actually get the ball to Williams and have a steady running game so the 49ers couldn't just tee off on Mahomes all the time. They got to him, but they made a lot of plays in the running game, which I wasn't just expecting them to be able to do. And I honestly wasn't expecting them to slow down the 49ers running game as good as they did. But shout out to the Chiefs, champions, Super Bowl champs. I mean, ain't nothing much else to say. We'll see what the teams look like next year. 49ers will probably be good, and so will the Chiefs. So we'll see. This could be the Super Bowl matchup next year. It wouldn't surprise me. That's all I got for today, though. As always, like, share, subscribe. Subscribe. It's a good game. Shout out to the Super Bowl champs, Kansas City Chiefs, and shout out to Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP.